I do a ton of videos on portable power station solar generators. And every time I do, somebody brings up a gas generator. Now, I've never actually owned a gas generator, so I don't know anything about them. So I thought, you know what? Now's the time to go get a gas generator and to see what all the fuss is about. Now, I had a couple requirements. I wanted it to be lightweight, portable, and I wanted it to be an inverter gas generator, and I'll talk about what an inverter gas generator is in a little bit, and it had to be inexpensive. So this was the least expensive, lightweight inverter gas generator on Amazon. So it came out pretty quickly, shipped nicely, as you would expect. It's a good looking unit. And I thought from here, I will do a standard review, just like if it was a portable power station solar generator. I'll go over the manual, I'll go over what it came with, which of course is this, which I'm assuming is for gas, a little toolkit, quick start guide. We'll go over the output, the functionality, but I really want to compare it to a portable power station solar generator. So at the end of the video, I'm going to go head to head with a small portable power station solar generator, and we'll compare the output, functionality, the noise, everything. So if you're interested in learning about a inverter gas generator and how it compares to a small portable power station solar generator, stay tuned, hang out, we'll get into this together. First thing I got to do is go get me some gasoline. So I was looking through the manual and I realized that in my excitement to start up this project, I forgot to go over the actual specs. So before I put in the gas and the oil and start it up, let's go over the specs. Starting watts, 1600 watts. Running watts, 1260, 120 volt. DC is 5 volts. It's 60 hertz. Single phase. It is a floating neutral. Got a 4-stroke single cylinder air cooled overhead cam. It's 60 cc. Starting system is recoil. I don't know anything about gas generators, so that's why I'm reading all this, because maybe this stuff's important to people out there. Low oil shutdown, yes. The oil you want to use is 10W30. The oil capacity is 11.8 fluid ounces. Oh, and by the way, this is for the oil, not for the gas. I learned that reading the manual. Fuel tank is 6.66 gallons. Of course, you want to use gas. You want to use good gas too. Don't use cheap gas. Try not to use, that low ethanol junk if you can avoid it. Maximum ambient temperature is 104 degrees. It is EPA and PGMA compliant, which I have no idea what that means. The last thing I want to talk about, and I'm not going to go through the whole manual because most of the manual is just, warnings and stuff like that, like, don't run it in your house. It does have a carbon monoxide detection and auto shutdown system. I thought that was pretty nice to have. All right, now that the specs are out of the way, now I'm going to fill it up with some oil and some gas, and let's test it out and see how well it does. All right, so here we go. This is all we're going to need. We have our unit, our quick start guide, a screwdriver, the funnel for the oil, and some gasoline. So according to the quick start guide, and this is a perfect video for somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing to watch, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing and I've never done this. So if you're a newbie, this is perfect for you. You're going to take this off, and don't lose that. Of course, I'll probably lose it, but try not to lose it. Inside here is a dipstick. You take this out. It's actually pretty easy to reach. That's what it looks like. And then you take your guy here. You can see it's threaded and it's got an O-ring on it. Another thing is down here, this lip is nice, so you can drain the oil and it's going to come right out when you're done. We'll talk about maintenance at the end. You can just screw this in. Now, I have my 11.3 or 11.8 fluid ounces of oil already. And I'm going to pour it in. All right. There's the oil. Dipstick is back in. Add unleaded gasoline to gas tank. Unscrew gas cap on the top of the tank. So I'm going to spare you the footage of me pouring the actual gasoline in because that involved a lot of spilling and a lot of cussing. So let's just say I have put gas in it. So we are going to move on to the next step, which is, of course, put the cap back on. Now we're going to go to the starting procedure. Make sure all loads are disconnected. They are. Make sure the eco mode switch is on off. It is. Turn the fuel cap knob to on. Turn the fuel control switch to on. Put the choke to start. Turn the engine switch to on. And pull recoil starter slowly until resistance is felt, then pull rapidly. Once the engine starts, push the choke lever to the run position. All right. Let's see what we get. Resistance is felt. We have ignition. Look at that. We have a running gas generator. So now that it's running, I want to do some load tests, but it says to let it run for a few hours before you put on a heavy load. So that's what I'm going to do. So while we're waiting, let's talk a little bit more about the inverter part of an inverter gas generator. On most gas generators, they produce a modified sine wave. It's kind of a brute force sine wave that has limited application, can actually hurt certain things. With an inverter gas generator, it runs it through electronics similar to the inverter that you have on your off-grid solar setup. So it produces a pure sine wave. So let's jump in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see, hopefully you can see, what's coming out is an actual pure sine wave. Also, you can see that we're at 120 volts and 60 cycles. So the output on idle is excellent. So far, it's doing great. I like that it's small, lightweight, portable, and because it's an inverter gas generator, it's also considerably quieter. I mean, I'm just a few feet away from it, and I mean, I can talk. And yeah, I have the microphone on, but if this was a regular gas generator, it would be so loud that I wouldn't even be able to talk on the camera. So far I've been impressed. It's easy to set up, easy to use, quiet, produces a nice sine wave. I ran the gas generator for just under 5 hours and I just changed the oil. So the break-in period is over. Now before I go too far, you got to remember to follow the scheduled maintenance of the manufacturer. So not only do you have to do that 5-hour break-in period, you want to make sure you change the oil, the filters, and the spark plugs according to what the manufacturer suggests. But while I was sitting here waiting and running the break-in, I started thinking, okay, my idea was to run random selection of stuff to show a load and then to show the differences between a gas generator and a portable power station solar generator. That's kind of a dumb idea. Then it hit me. The real idea is to show how these two can work together. Here's the problem. Portable power station solar generators are great. They're powerful, they're inexpensive, they're wonderful. But they have a big problem. The expansion batteries are expensive. Even this one is $700, and you get a bigger one, and they can get into the thousands. So to expand the power, it's just a fortune. So what you could do instead is you could use your gas generator to recharge the batteries in your portable power station solar generator. So that's what I'm talking about. They can be used together. So say you live somewhere where you get extended rain or clouds and your solar panels aren't charging up your portable power station solar generator, hook this up, you can recharge the batteries. Now that's just one application, of course. I could see how you could use this tailgating because it's so incredibly quiet. I mean, I'm sitting here next to it, it's on, and you can hear me talking. That's how quiet it is. So you could probably take this camping. You could definitely use it tailgating. You could use it a million different ways. I'm an off-grid solar guy, so I can see how using this to recharge portable power station solar generators is an absolute no-brainer. So I'm going to show you that right now. So now, this portable power station solar generator was completely empty. It had been totally discharged. And it is now being charged up by the gas generator. I just think that is so incredibly cool. So this was my first experience with a gas generator. I was really impressed with it. I think it's a really, really cool tool. I can see how people like me in the solar world could use it. I can see how off-gridders could use it. I can see how campers could use it. I can see how tailgaters could use it. I can see a lot of applications for it. If you are interested in it, remember it is Black Friday and there are tons of cool sales on it. So now's the time to pick it up. This was my first experience. I think it went pretty well. I really like this unit. It hit all of the criteria that I was looking for. If anybody has any questions about anything you saw, please leave a comment below. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to everyone soon.